Hey everyone. So, I wanted to get this video out to you guys before the podcast comes out tomorrow. I'm going to mention this video a couple of times in the podcast as well. So, if you are here because of that, then welcome. So, this is going to be a little bit different, obviously. So, if you guys are thinking that there's going to be some kind of sports talk in here, there's not. Because the reason I'm making this video, obviously, if you've seen the title, is because I want to talk about why I have not been able to make videos over the last couple of weeks. And I know, this is a small channel, right? No one really cares, but I care. So I want to let everybody know what's been going on in my life, that I had to take a break from videos for a couple of weeks. Several things all kind of combined into one thing, and I don't want to waste too much of your guys' time, so I'll kind of just, I'm going to be a little bit blunt with this stuff. There's not going to be a whole lot of, emotional talk here. First thing, I got into a really bad car accident. It was not my fault, the accident. I was cut off on I was going straight. Somebody was on the other side of a median trying to turn left. Guess they just figured I'd stop at a yellow light. I didn't because it was a yellow light, and they were in my lane. I couldn't slow down, and I hit them. Ran off the side of the road, smashed into a hole, or smashed into a electrical pole. Just, the works. I'm good. I'm very good now. I feel much better than I have. Really, the only injuries I sustained, as embarrassing as it's going to sound, is I strained my the left side of my groin out by my hip, and I also bruised my rib cage on my right side. I had some cuts, bruises, all that stuff, but that stuff's mostly healed now. So I'm fine. There's no reason for anybody to be panicking or thinking that, I have had serious injuries or I'm in the hospital or anything serious is wrong, because I'm good now. But obviously when something like that happens, you're in quite a bit of pain for a little while, and be it that it was my rib cage that was hurting the most, I really was having a hard time speaking for long periods of time. Talking on the phone for my job was a little bit difficult. And plus, just with everything going on, I felt it best to kind of take a week off from that. And then a little bit after that, I actually ended up getting sick. And it was just a cold, but, it kind of timed perfectly with when the podcast was going to be recorded. And I also still wasn't completely healed from my injuries from the crash. So I took I took last week off as well. I didn't want to, but I felt it best. My throat was still not feeling great. I had not gotten my voice completely back, and plus it was still a little bit hard for me to breathe with my ribcage. So, yeah, that's why I had to take a couple of weeks off. But I'm good now, back to normal. Hopefully things will get back to, again, like I said, back to normal and back to kind of the schedule that you guys are used to, getting videos out on podcasts out on Fridays, and getting videos out after that during the week. So for those of you curious, I got a brand new car about a month ago, and that is unfortunately the car that I totaled in the accident. And we're still working out those details. But yeah, just a crummy situation all around. Not ideal for anyone, but I'm good. I'm great. I'm healthy. Everything's fine. And I am back to cranking out these videos for you guys because, not being able to do this was one of the more difficult things to cope with, but also one of the easiest decisions to make, as you guys can imagine. So, but again, I'm good now. Hopefully I'll be getting another new car soon, and hopefully, a lady won't cut me off in the new one. But either way, I'm doing okay mentally as well. I know that's probably been for me, that's been the most difficult part, is getting back behind the wheel and having to drive back to work and dealing with all of that. But I'm good. Everything's good. And, for those of you who stuck around to hear this whole explanation, thank you for your support. Thank you for caring. Thank you for being there for me, even if you didn't know. Which, I mean, nobody really knows. The only people who know before this video are obviously my coworkers, my wife, obviously, and my family and her family. So, by family, I mean my parents and her parents, basically. So, not a lot of people know what's going on. So, here is my way of telling everybody. I'm sure I'll hear how people reach out to me, and I'll appreciate it. I already do. So, thank you. But yeah, that's really it. Again, I didn't want to waste too much of your guys' time talking about all that, but that's what happened. And again, I'm very, very grateful for the life that I've been given and the second chance because, guys, I guess, I totaled the car. It was pretty bad. I'm not going to include pictures of the accident. I know that in the society, it's like, picture it didn't happen. I promise it happened. But, I smashed into a pole and, you'd see on the pictures, the whole front of the car was destroyed all the way up to the driver door, and the whole back of the car was destroyed all the way up to the driver door from hitting the pole. But the driver door was left virtually untouched. So I was able to get out of the car. So I thank God for that, for protecting me, because, I could have hit that pole dead on my door, and it would have probably crushed my left side, and I would have had a lot more serious injuries, or maybe even not been able to get out of the car at all. But that didn't happen. And so I'm very grateful for the life that I've been given. I'm very grateful for the second chance that I've been given. And I'm not going to waste it. So thank you guys so very much. I appreciate all your support. And hopefully I'll continue to see you guys watching the podcast.